Warning. Pro Tri News is a podcast with different opinions, knowledge, and possibly fake news about triathlon racing. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only, and some stories may be dramatized for comedic effect. Enjoy.
We finally made it to Taupo, New Zealand for the 70.3 World Championship. We're super excited to bring you guys content all week long leading into the race so that you can be part of the hype. I want to give a big shout out to Bicycle for making this possible for us to be here. They're the largest marketplace for used bikes, but you can also get components, wheels, etc. all on their website. Visit bicycle.com/ProTriNews and you'll get buyer's protection as well as 30% off whenever you list a bike. So check them out. Thank you for listening and hope you enjoy. Hello and welcome to a very special 200th episode of Pro Tri News. I am joined by the gang, the coolest kids, the best podcast in triathlon.
Hey.
This is going to be a collab podcast with That Triathlon Life with Eric, Paula, and Nick. So thanks, guys. It's special.
Usually we introduce ourselves on our podcast, so we'll be like, I'm Paula Findlay.
I'm Eric Lagerstrom.
I'm Nick Goldston.
And
I'm Kyle Glass.
Yes.
Hey, there we go.
Now we can make our fans happy too, just keeping some consistency.
Yeah, there's going to be riots if there's not some familiarity.
There's like this Pavlovian response to the regular podcast intro that you got to give them.
Basically, we're going to post this podcast on TTL and on Pro Tri News. So if you're a fan of both podcasts, you just have to pick which one you like better, who to listen to.
And let us know.
The drama. Have you guys been seeing everyone's Spotify Wraps?
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nick sent me his.
Yes.
He actually posts on Spotify.
No,
Yes,
I mean,
that's
like
right.
the general public, like people that are Tri fans, a lot of them who have Pro Tri News on their top 5 podcast list also have TTL. So
Right.
I think that triathlon fans love triathlon, and I think all podcasts are good. Like, we're all friends, right?
Yeah.
More the better.
The more the better, the more for the sport that there's coverage. And I think obviously Pro Tri News leans a little bit more into the pro side of things, the coverage, the what's going on triathlon from that perspective. And then obviously here at TTL, we answer questions every week from our listeners. So a lot of the time, those are a little bit more, not beginner questions, but people that are just generally in the sport might have. So different format than you guys, but today we're going to be just more like banter between all 4 of us, hey?
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Speaking of format, we're not even using our mics. Kyle brought an entire recording setup. He brought in a suitcase which looks like would have enough clothing to last a month. Instead, it's only recording equipment. Is that right,
Only
Kyle?
podcast gear, yeah.
A little production studio in a box.
Yeah, amazing. So it's going to sound good, and it's not because of me. Well, I'm going to do some editing magic later. But
yeah, you're going to have to do that.
A true collaboration.
yes, that's right.
It's like the one podcast that I've never had to edit before.
Oh, yeah.
First time in history.
Yep.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I might be able to actually eat dinner and like have a beer tonight and stuff rather than just sit
Slave
here
away
and
over the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So,
Cool.
well, we're all obviously here in Taupo, New Zealand for the Ironman 70.3 World Championship. I think it would be cool to explore our travels to get here. Nick, you had the most
Treacherous,
journey.
adversity filled. Yeah, it was fine actually, and luckily there's a direct flight from LA to Auckland. But we were so excited because the flight was at 10. We're just gonna be able to sleep on the flight the whole night. And then we got a text from Delta that said your flight is delayed until 1 a.m. And we were just like, okay, that's fine, but at least we get to sleep all night. And then at like 10:30 p.m. we got a text, your flight is delayed until 10 a.m.
No.
So then we, for us, it wasn't that bad because we just stayed in my apartment. But
Sure.
for people who were connecting through other cities to fly out of LA, they all really pulled the short straw there. But then we got on the flight. We were delayed another 40 minutes when we were on the plane. Flew down, flight was fine. And then when we got there, my bags didn't come.
No.
And they bring the last bikes out and they're like, that's all the bikes we have. And I'm like, well, my bike's not there. That's not good. And then they also said, and there's no more bags coming. And my parents nor myself had our bags. And we're like, okay, here we go. I know we've already lost 12 hours here, which was going to turn into 24 hours because we got in at night. We weren't going to drive all the way down to Taupo here, which is another 3-hour drive.
Sure.
So we went over to the bag claim people and they're like, we don't know what to do, but you will bring your bags to you in Topa. And as they were saying that, more bags came out. So finally, me and 2 other dudes who were
Liars.
freaking out. Liars,
Wow.
yes.
I mean, I can't imagine how overwhelmed that airport is with bikes. There's
so many.
10,000 I don't know how many people, but thousands and thousands of bikes coming into Auckland Airport. And I haven't heard of anyone's bike getting lost so far. I'm sure there have been some, but it's definitely not the airport's fault. They're getting those out really quick in general. You had a bad experience, but ours came out really fast. There were hundreds of bikes there. It was just craziness. So
Do you think we should start taking bets on how they fare relative to Lottie?
yeah, Lottie did a bad job of getting them out.
Yeah.
We just
Right.
lost them for like months. But my air tag was like, oh, it's sitting in Lottie, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Look, it'll get
It's
here
not in a
someday.
river somewhere.
Wait, was Lottie the race with what's it called? Tri-bike
Transport?
Yeah. It was
Wah,
Lottie,
wah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Gone now.
Gone. And there's no real good alternative, is there, other than like bike flights? But
would be the only one.
I saw what bike flights was going to be for here, and it was outrageous.
Yeah,
It's
no.
thousands
You just got to fly with it.
of dollars. Yeah. And with
Well-
Delta, it was free actually.
Eric and I probably had the most luxurious travel
And easiest.
and
of the
easiest.
year.
Yeah. We drove to Portland, which is 3 hours to drop off Flynn with Eric's parents, and then Portland to Vancouver, BC, and then Vancouver, BC to Auckland, and then a drive here. So long, but we got upgraded, which was amazing.
Ooh,
That's
first
nice.
class.
This was
That's
not
nice.
a completely free upgrade. This came at a cost.
At a cost.
No, it didn't come as a cost, but I don't know if we should say this story.
What did? You had an issue when you went to Tremblant and your bike got lost by Air Canada, and someone at Air Canada generously reached out and wanted to make it right. And
That's just good customer
this
service.
was fantastic.
Upgraded our flight, and he was keeping track of our bags the whole
Wait,
way.
Can you tell that story? With
Yeah,
the bike?
so
That's great.
Eric and I are getting on the flight. We now have a contact at Air Canada who's amazing. And he's raced Kona, so he knows triathlon. And he reached out after Tremblant when my bike got lost and apologized and all this. So when he knew we were flying Air Canada to Auckland, he was like helping us out the whole way. And I said to the baggage person in Portland as we were getting on our tiny little flight that was like seated 20 people.
Propeller
like,
plane.
Can you please make sure bikes get on this plane? Because if they don't make it to Vancouver, it's a big problem. Like we're racing a world championship in 5 days. And the baggage person said, don't worry, we all got a text this morning to say, don't leave bikes behind.
That's great.
So I'm assuming our guy made sure that they got on.
A PSA Air Canada announcement.
Yeah.
If you
This
lose
is the
bike-
best part, because this is the really cool part about collabing with you guys is we dunk on Air Canada like almost at every opportunity, and then you're like praising them. So it's
No,
like
I mean,
it's cool, the different experiences.
Air Canada maybe gets a bad reputation from like bags lost. I don't know. What
Yeah.
is it? It's
yeah,
baggage.
it was bags lost for what was it? Was it the T100 race? And
That's funny.
Oh,
'cause
was it one that was something in Montreal?
yeah, I think
WTS
so.
Montreal,
Yeah.
wasn't
It
it?
was the Montreal
Okay,
race.
so one experience.
Oh,
But it, like I've flown in Canada since I was little because it's like the biggest airline in Canada, the most prominent. And I just like the vibe of it. I like their branding. I like
Yeah.
the people. I like the airplanes. Like I have no problem with it. And then for them to be so athlete friendly, like when I was racing on the Olympic team, we would always get 50K status. Like they'd upgrade us to gold automatically for being athletes. Like they're very supportive of athletes, and that's really cool to me. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no problem. And this experience just reinforced that.
Cemented.
Yeah.
The one time I flew it to go to do the T100 Canada, the one years ago, they lost my bike in quotes, and then 15 minutes later found it, just like this experience, and then they reimbursed me for my lost bag later.
Yeah,
So,
see, amazing.
it was great.
We could have easily flown like United through San Francisco, but we went up to Canada. So
Yeah. Okay.
Kyle's ruffling around with cords. What is going on?
I was just making sure that I have my laptop charger just in case we do need it later on. But
Oh, in
We
case
have
we
it.
go extra long.
we have it. We
Kyle,
have
you know,
it,
we
so
could just-
we're all
we
good.
could just
He's
hit
getting
pause
the
for a
feeling
second.
that this is going to be lengthy.
Yeah,
We do
we're
ramble.
we're on travel story number 2. Okay, Kyle,
My
let's hear
turn?
your travel story.
So
Did you bring a bike, first of all?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
But I did bring obviously a bag for my podcast and then
Right.
a bag of like clothes.
Yeah.
So 2 bags. I also flew Delta. I was on the flight on, what day was that? Sunday?
10 p.m. flight,
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
Mhm, yeah.
Yeah. And it was fine. The biggest issue is Oklahoma City is not like I would say travel friendly airport. Like if you're trying to get somewhere like to
That's
the
a bummer
coast,
for an airport.
it's pretty impossible. They're like announcing some international flights, but I think it's only going to go to like Mexico and the Caribbean, and that's within the next 3+ years. But all the stuff in Oklahoma City is all domestic only. And each airline kind of like hoards the flights. So like if I wanted to go Oklahoma City to LA, the only airline I could do that on is American. If I wanted to go like Oklahoma City to Denver, it's like either United or Southwest. If I wanted to go to, say, the East Coast, American's pretty much the only option. And so I flew Delta, and there's one Delta flight from Oklahoma City to Salt Lake. And it was early in the morning. I was like, it's already going to be a long travel. I'm not doing that. So I took the afternoon flight to Atlanta. So I flew Delta, Oklahoma City to Atlanta, so to the East Coast. And then all the way Atlanta to LA, West Coast. And I almost missed. So the flight got delayed, the one that I was going to be on from Atlanta to LA. And I was like, I'm not playing this game. And so I like went up to the counter and I was like, hey, I really need to make this connection for going LA to Auckland. So can I get on this earlier flight right now? And she was like, you're going to get separated from your bags. Are you okay with that? And I was like, I have enough stuff that I can record stuff if things get crazy. But I was like, yeah, that's fine. And so I just nodded my head, and she was like, no, I need you to verbally say, yes, I'm okay with being separated from my bags. And I'm like, yes.
The conversation being recorded for quality assurance purposes.
I am okay with
Verbal
being separated.
contract is legally binding in the state of Oklahoma.
All of my bags made it. It was just fine. And it was a very long flight. It was really fun because I sat next to a triathlete from Boulder, and she's racing the age group race. She goes pretty well. She's a mom of 4 kids, and she's still chasing kind of her pro license. So
Wow.
yeah.
Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah. So it was really awesome. I slept so the flight from LA to Auckland is 13 hours, and I slept 10 of those 13
They slept
hours.
10 hours too. I'm the only idiot who napped for an hour and was up the rest of the time.
Yeah. I like woke up, and Annette, the lady next to me, she was like, do you have a superpower? And I was like, I don't think so. And she's like, I think you have a superpower, and it's being able to sleep on planes.
I got a sleeping pill.
I did take the Ollie melatonin.
Ollie.
Not a plug at all. But
Okay.
She was wondering if you had any more of your superpower.
Yeah.
we're super pumped to finally announce a partnership that we've been working on for a while. Raw Nutrition is going to be our nutrition provider through the end of the year. Obviously, we've been using their products to train with for a while. They've worked with some of the best athletes in the world, from Kat Matthews, Jackie Herring, Alice Alberts, and Trevor Foley. We're stoked to be on board through the end of the year with them. You can get 15% off with code PTN. Their website is getrawnutrition.com. It's also linked in the bio for this podcast. If you're not sure what to get, look, they have a lot of different products for you. They have protein supplements, they have electrolytes, and then their fuel line gets you both to your workout and then through your workout. So check them out. They have a lot of different flavors, the orange and the lemon lime for the raw fuel. The lemon lime is my favorite. And then the Replenish, they have a watermelon mojito, which is their electrolyte formula. That's super, super delicious. So check them out. Give them a try. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, exactly. She was
bringing some for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, good. So we all made it.
Yep.
And no one's bags got lost. And we haven't heard of anyone's bags getting lost.
No.
Great. Okay, well, then we're going to talk about triathlon here for a second. But before we do, Kyle, we're going to surprise you here with something.
Uh-oh.
We do segments on our show for the Pro Tri News listeners. We take our show extremely seriously. Everything is to the letter. And one of the segments we do is called Rapid Fire.
Oh, boy. We're going this right now.
We always start our pod with the segment to lighten it up, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what you start
To get
with.
the juices flowing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have 10 rapid fires for you. And we are very bad about making them rapid fire because we tend to ramble. But this is your job here, is to do it very quickly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So there's 10.
Okay.
If Oklahoma hosted a triathlon, what would the 3 legs be?
It would be grilling, wakeboarding, and running. It's a pretty good running community.
Yeah.
Dang, I'm ready to move. Let's go.
Grilling, wakeboarding, running.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Love those
In
things.
that order.
Yeah.
2, what's the most ridiculous thing you've ever said on Pro Tri News?
Oh, I don't know that I've actually said anything ridiculous.
You're tame?
Huh?
You're
Yeah.
pretty
I
tame.
mean, I let everyone else be like a little bit more controversial.
Mhm.
I think it was probably whenever we started dunking pretty hard on Svenja Toes, the triathlete, and she had like some questionable stuff that went on, and we actually got threatened with legal stuff. So yeah,
fun.
Dang, we have not been legally threatened or anything yet.
No,
we
but
don't say anything controversial.
We can aspire to that.
Kyle did, and he's still here to tell the tale. So
that's right.
It's green
He's
light.
Smiling.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. If you could pick one triathlete to narrate your life story, who would it be?
Oh, that's hard. Josh Amberger would be really good, just because his like post race captions and stuff are so good.
He's such a good writer.
I think Josh. I'm gonna go with that.
He's like a poet.
That makes me think of John C. Reilly narrating John Florence's film.
Oh yes, John Florence is a surf guy. Anyway, yeah. His
videos are amazing. His YouTube videos are
they're amazing. The sailing stuff
A+,
too.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
4. Would you rather race in cowboy boots or a full suit of armor? Kyle does race, by the way,
cowboy
folks.
boots.
Yeah,
cowboy
boots. Did you ever
boots.
talk about your like triathloning on?
No,
Pro
like I pretty much took like a massive break because I got hit by a car in 2018, and so I took like a massive break, and then Talbot signed us up for Ironman Cozumel like 2 weeks before the race, and so we did Ironman Cozumel together. It is like a miserable time, and so now next year I think I'm looking to restart my triathlon journey. So
nice. Well, I'm doing Ironman Wisconsin. If you're trying to race
that
together.
could be something.
But would you rather race a triathlon in cowboy boots or a full suit of armor?
Cowboy boots,
for sure.
100%. Especially if there's some comfortable cowboy boots.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah.
Really?
Come to Oklahoma, we'll get you some comfortable cowboy boots.
But they're not comfortable. What's your go-to meal before a race? Be honest, is it something fried?
The best race I've ever had, I'm not going to talk about triathlon, but the best race I ever had was a half marathon, and the night before I had a chimichanga. So deep fried burrito.
Whoa. That's heavy, dude.
Cast iron stomach.
Yeah. That's amazing. And you felt fine.
And I felt fine, and I ran a PR. So
nice. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. If triathlons had a fourth leg, what weird activity would you add? And let's say to benefit you personally.
To benefit me personally. Oh, you got to close the deal. I closed the deal from New Zealand for my real job. Not my podcast job, for my real job. So you have to like be able to close
a deal.
Yeah, close a deal. Like sell something.
ABC always be closing.
Yeah, okay. Exactly.
Got it. Very nice. Okay. Which state is secretly better at triathlons than Oklahoma, or is there none?
Every state is better than Oklahoma,
is Oklahoma the
triathlons.
worst at triathlon?
I mean, it's so miserable doing race. Like I was on the triathlon board in Oklahoma for many years. I think I was on the board for 3 years. I was the youngest person ever on the board. And the races there are pretty brutal. There's an independent race that was pretty amazing, and it hosted ITU Long Course World Championship back in 2015. But the races themselves, it's so miserable just because every day is 25 mile an hour winds.
Oh.
That's like constant. It's always windy in Oklahoma.
Oh, it was a tornado or something.
Yeah. So it's always windy. The water is not exactly great because it gets so hot in the summertime. And so usually whenever you're swimming, it's like, it's so hot.
Is there not a health concern ever with that water?
Oklahoma?
You guys, rapid fire.
Rapid fire. Next one. If you had to pick a triathlon team mascot, what would it be?
Triathlon team mascot?
Pro Chinese mascot. How about that?
Ooh.
Oh. I like polar bears are my favorite animal, so I'd do a polar bear.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oklahoma boy.
You're stranded mid-ride with a flat. Would you rather hitch a ride on a tractor or walk barefoot to the next town?
Hitch a ride on a tractor. There's too much glass in Oklahoma on the roads.
God, that's not what I thought you were going to say. And last one here. Who's the bigger triathlon gossip, Pro Tri News or That Triathlon Life podcast?
Oh, probably us, because you guys don't. Yeah, you guys don't do anything controversial.
Oh yeah, we gossip when the mics are off real hard.
Yeah.
But in this complex we're staying in, we got like athletes all around us and our windows are open, so we got to be quiet.
My favorite thing is a couple, like last week you were riding on Zwift and then we started texting while I was riding.
Yeah.
And I was like texting you things and you were like, I already know. And it's like triathlon gossip stuff. And I'm like, all this stuff and then you don't talk about it.
Well, because I hear it from the source.
Yeah.
You're talking about like people's sponsors dropping them. And I'm like, that person told me that. So I know it's true.
You just confirmed it for me.
Yeah, that would just not be on brand. We'd have to open up like a second, like That Triathlon Life after hours.
Also, it does. It's not about.
That's a good little segment for you guys.
TTL after hours.
Yeah. You can do it with the dark
logo. It's going to be like $100 to listen to an episode.
Well, that's the thing is we say that all the
only.
time when the three of us are talking. We're like, God, the listeners would really love this conversation right now, but it's just not appropriate,
Got to let your imaginations run wild.
Come on.
Who's going to sign a T100 contract next year? That's the real question.
That's what we've been gossiping about, if you can call it gossip.
I'll say it. Apparently, there's going to be people that won't sign the contract for next year, just due from the simple fact that the contracted money amount is significantly less. So,
and the races are more.
Yep, more obligations, more commitments for less money.
Yep.
So imagine working at a job and then them saying, "We're going to actually cut your pay by 30-40%, but increase your workload."
But your performance bonuses are potentially higher.
Potentially, yeah.
If you race well at all 6 or 7 or 8 or
So
whatever.
10.
What do you guys think? What does this mean? Why is it happening? Is it good for the athletes? Is it good for the PTO?
I think it's good for the PTO just from a standpoint of it could extend the longevity of the series, being able to hold the purse strings, I guess, a little bit tighter and also incentivize people.
I don't think that they're paying out less money in the end, because the year-end T100 payout is significantly more than it was this year. So the reason they're making the base payments less is so that people aren't just signing to get that money guaranteed. They want people signing the contract and then actually doing the series.
Prioritizing the races.
And then the reward at the end for fulfilling your contract and actually doing six races or however many they're counting is that your year-end payout will be potentially double what it was this year.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, they're actually paying out the same amount, but they're rewarding people who commit to the series, don't just sign the contract for,
the sake of
getting the money up front.
Yeah.
And they're taking the races seriously. So it's not a terrible idea. And I think it's the only way really to guarantee that people will come and take their races seriously.
I think it's going to have the impact that a lot of names that are like established that you've really heard of in the sport might
not
say,
sign.
Nah, I'd rather do something else than put all my eggs in the basket of like having a good year-end result across 6 or 8 races across the world. And this could have its own completely like different breed of or new set of names.
The thing that's tough that I talked about last time of the T100 is like you're a little bit forced to race when you don't feel ready or you don't want to.
Right.
And that's what I struggled with the most last year is you have to race 8 of these races that are all over the world. And sometimes you don't feel prepared to race. And if it's a 70.3 or an Ironman, you have the freedom or flexibility to just not do it. But when you're contracted to do them, it adds this extra layer of feeling the need to.
Yeah. So I was talking last night at the bar with a guy that's pretty successful in the sport. And this topic actually came up.
Okay.
And do you think, this is what we were discussing, do you think that this now makes the T100 now essentially a third division of short course? So you have World Triathlon, T100, and Super Tri of all these athletes, and then you still have Ironman. So now we're still back to Ironman being
being the long course. Yeah.
Right.
I think a lot of short course athletes, it's going to turn into that, like the Julie Duran, the Flora Duffy, the super good short course athlete, stepping up to a distance that's not that different in a format that's not that different because of the lap nature and the super fast 18K run, not that different from a 10K, the training.
Yeah.
And then the people that are more Ironman focused or like the format of a 70.3 will do more of that. So yeah, it's really tricky, but not bad for the sport to have these options,
Yeah. We're in a good place. I think that the thing that both brands need to do to kind of help bridge the gap is T100 does a really good job about talking about Ironman races. Ironman does not do a great job of talking about T100. It was like almost like taboo in a way that you're like talking about another race series. Yep. But it's so weird how they're like okay with talking about Olympics, but they refuse to talk about any T100 stuff.
Ironman does?
Correct.
Like on their race broadcasts?
Well, just like whenever you're introducing people up on the stage for like the pro briefing today, like it would have been cool and nice if Paul K was like, oh, Julie Duran, winner of XYZ T100 race. Ash Gentle, winner of XYZ T100 race.
I a little bit agree with you, but I also feel like kind of strongly that the general triathlon public cares about T100 results and knows what that means about 10% relative to an Ironman race. Like if you tell someone, oh yeah, Julie Duran won 70.3, whatever, St. George versus like she won 7 T100 races. There's a huge percentage of people that are kind of be like, I don't like really quite understand exactly what that means. And but like, oh, 170.3 St. George, that's a big deal. I know what that is.
Yeah. And Olympics is like, is so
everyone
knows.
Everyone knows
it.
Okay, guys, I think we need to move to a new topic.
That was good though.
The thing also that I'm struggling with T100 is I say that we need to move to a new topic is that we have
classic Paula.
the top 10 contracted athletes that got an automatic qualification need to sign before December 15th, which is on Sunday.
Ooh.
And I'm racing 70.3 World Championships on the 14th. So
Some guys are still going to be racing.
it's stressful. I'm
Signing
like,
a contract at mile 8 of the run.
Yeah.
like I need 3 seconds to think about it in an off-season mentality, you know, and not like, well, I'm prepping for this big race. So
Yeah.
it's a bit, I'm not a fan of that, but is what it is, eh?
Well, it's plus a day, right? Do they have this?
Yeah,
Is
so
it based on the
it's- yeah,
timeline?
yeah,
So you
right.
actually have one more day.
Specific time.
Is it the 15th in the US or in Topau?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
good.
What's next, boys?
That was our rapid fire / complete segue tangent into T100.
Crazy.
So what are we racing this weekend?
Well, Kyle, would you ever want to race age group 70.3 world champs?
I almost, So I was really trying to qualify in, I would say 2017, and my race was absolutely decimated because I really wanted to qualify and race at, I think it was Sunshine Coast at the time, was World Championship that year?
2017? Oh, I have no idea.
2017 or 2016. I can't remember. So I really wanted to do the race then. That would be an aspiration within the next 3 years, is trying to qualify for 70.3 World Championship. So maybe if I race well in St. George 70.3 in a couple months' time, and
Which is
maybe.
the last one, by the way?
Yeah. So I've heard through the grapevine that is due to the city of St. George saying that we've grown too big for
What?
the race.
They were such supporters of the race.
This is what I've heard through the grapevine. So it could be true, could not be true.
Weren't we talking to like the St. George guy a couple years ago? And he was just like,
A couple years ago.
we love
That
the
place is
Ironman.
that place is crazy relative to the way that it was even a
Yeah.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we were saying that just as we were riding bikes around here. Like, man, the roads here have been quite busy. But I mean, imagine what it was like even 5 years ago. I'm sure just like triathlon's getting more and more challenging to put on in any city, just due to like the number of people that are in the world now.
Yeah. But I also heard that Ironman is going to have a 70.3 in Utah. So where that's going to be at,
I see.
no idea. But
Salt Lake City, maybe.
potentially.
Oh, that's so much further.
Ogden.
So much further.
For me.
Oh,
For
to
the
drive.
'cause
But
I
it's
can drive to
yeah,
St. George
it's
pretty
a drive.
easily.
Bigger airport, though.
And a little bit more convenient for me. There's a direct flight from Oklahoma City.
Oh, very nice.
There's actually a direct flight from Bend as well.
Yeah.
Redmond, Salt Lake?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
There you go.
Not Air Canada, though. Damn it.
I'm not driving 11 or 13 hours. I would probably fly.
Are you headed to a race this weekend? Whether it's to watch someone or simply race yourself, don't leave home without visiting TeleRx.com. TeleRx can provide so many solutions for you in the event that you get sick or injured. Currently, TeleRx has over 140 medications available in over 40 states. Use code PTN at checkout for 20% off all orders. This weekend, I'm traveling to a race and I'm bringing ondansetron, azithromycin, and high-strength ibuprofen. Good luck.
Yeah. So yeah, I do want to qualify for 70.3 World Championship, but you guys have qualified. Eric?
Not this year.
Not this year.
In my life, yeah.
Yeah.
Eric got a very good result at St. George a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was 7th, 6th.
I don't remember if it was 6
I
or
actually
Yeah.
remember. Actually, I don't know either.
But you two are racing.
Yes. Paula
Nick
I are
and
racing.
Paula
Yep.
are racing.
Yep.
How are you guys feeling going into the race? Nick? That question was for you. Nick.
I'm relieved that I flew 13 hours and only have a 3-hour time change. That is such a nice gift to have.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
I feel good. I feel apparently the water is amazingly beautiful and very
Yes.
clear, Paula,
It's
right?
so nice.
So that'll be really sweet. And do you know do we go into deep water? Do we stay shallow enough the whole time that we can see the bottom?
We go deeper than I've been swimming,
Okay.
but it's so clear. I don't think you'll be able to see the bottom, but you can see like your hand and the person
Yeah,
beside
that's
you.
nice.
Like the clarity is really crazy.
That's
So-
nice. And it's not too cold either, right?
No, it's warmed up a lot over the last month or so. Like there were
Mhm.
lots of rumors about it being freezing, and it's I think 19 Celsius right now. So
Okay. It's like 65.
quite nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I did about 25 minutes swimming without my wetsuit with Paula the other day. I was cold after, but it was doable.
And a Speedo.
And yeah,
Wow.
He's
That's
a- he's a
amazing
tough
news.
boy,
I
though.
think he's a
only
tough
half
boy,
a
but-
degree below, 1 degree below the pro wetsuit cutoff.
Oh, it's that close.
Yeah, 20 degrees is our wetsuit cutoff.
Wow. Okay, great. And then the bike course is not a lot of climbing.
There actually is.
Disagree
Really?
with that.
It's quite hilly.
Oh, I thought the when I looked at the elevation gain on the course map, it seemed
Honestly,
like not
I
much.
felt like we were driving the Oceanside course a bit.
Really?
Eric and I drove the course last night because it's very scary to ride it on a bicycle.
Yeah, there's a lot of large trucks, and they're kind of country roads with large semi trucks driving on them.
And it's
No
2-lane
shoulder.
road.
No
Two-lane
shoulder,
little
2-lane road. So the trucks can't even really move over if they wanted to because there's like oncoming cars.
Yeah.
It's terrifying, honestly.
But
But
it's closed course for the race.
closed course for the
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing on race day.
And then the run seems flat.
Couple hills, but mostly flat along the
Pretty
along the
punchy
lake.
hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a pretty long, let's say long. It's a pretty good climb.
when you come back the other side. Yes. Yeah.
I wonder how different it's going to be for me, who's used to racing age group races with all different levels. There's no it is only self-selected.
Sure.
And so on the bike, you're going by some people like 8 miles an hour faster than they are, and other people are going by you 2 miles, 3 miles an hour faster than you are. And it's kind of hard to find someone to ride with sometimes if there are no packs. And here everyone's going to be pretty fast.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting and kind of like this elite level across the board.
What's your
Totally,
goal?
yeah.
How's your lead in, Ben, Nick?
It's been good, other than I got yelled at by Eric and Paula a little bit because I maybe got a little excited with my running and was running a little too fast all the time. And in fact, picked up a little like niggle, but I think it's okay now. So I'm feeling good. Bike fitness is best it's ever been. Run fitness is the best it's ever been. Swim fitness is shit, but that's
how it goes, man. Can't have all the things.
Can't have all
that's how
three.
it goes. Yeah. So I'm excited. The goal would be, I would love to PR my run off the bike and still bike really well.
What would that be?
I ran 129 in Morro Bay. So
Okay, nice.
I'd love to go like 128, 127 or something.
Yeah.
He's like an upper middle class age grouper. We like to call him.
There you go.
Feels good.
Nice. Paula,
Yeah.
how's your lead in, Ben?
Really good. Best shape I've ever been in across the board.
Let's freaking go.
She's making fun of me. Although you do seem like you've been good the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I've had a good lead up. I have been excited to come.
Yeah.
I haven't been dreading the trip at all. And then since we've been here, it's been really smooth. We're right on the lake. We don't have to drive anywhere. 2 blocks from transition. And I know that sounds trivial, but like to me, when you arrive at a race and the logistics are simple, it puts me in such a better mood and way calmer and less stressed than if it's in a place where you're like rushing around and trying to drop off things here and here. And
We got to like pack up the bike and the run stuff and then make sure that we have some food to get between and
yeah, it makes it a lot more of a
Puzzle.
stress for someone like me who's very like calculated and likes to be organized to a second every day.
Yeah.
This is very relaxing.
Yeah.
And then just being literally across the street from this lake where you can put your wetsuit on in the hotel room and then walk across and dive in within 30 seconds. It's just amazing.
pretty dreamy.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in terms of how I'm feeling, good, because the jet lag is not bad coming from the west coast of the US. It's like 3 hours ahead here. So it's kind of ideal. And I haven't felt tired. We had a great trip. And then I've been doing sessions for the last couple weeks that have not been like unachievable or mentally crippling or like, the kind of stuff that at the end of the year can be really tough to get through. They've been kind of sharpening and kind of staying fit and staying motivated and having success at the end of sessions so that I feel like, okay, that was good. I'm in good shape and I'm looking forward to racing. So that's the mindset I'm being like coming into this, not overcooked or anything.
Yeah.
Which is good
You
for
recently
December.
celebrated, obviously, your post on Instagram. I'll reference that, of being able to celebrate being a year injury-free.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, I haven't been like counting the days or anything, but I haven't had any like interrupted days of running this year where I've had to take even one day off because of a niggle or something, which sounds like, it seems like a lot of athletes now are able to stay healthier. And I'm not sure if that's like better nutrition or just the carbon cushy shoes that prevent stress fractures. I'm not sure what it is. But for me, if you know my history at all and followed my career in ITU, I was an injured disaster for like 8 years in a row after the 2012 Olympics and somehow managed to still stay in the sport. But running injury after running injury, stress fracture. And so to be able to do the kind of running I'm doing now and consistent mileage and good workouts. And I'd say I'm running better now than I have in the last 10 or 15 years, but not necessarily showing it in races, but just like the training I'm able to put together is really great for me. So yeah, it's been a healthy season.
And your coach has been able to obviously game plan for this being the finale of the season?
I think it was always a little bit up in the air whether I'd race this or not.
Yeah.
And my coach is very receptive to what I want to do. Like if I want to do a race and I'm motivated to do it, then yeah, let's do it. So that was after Dubai. I never really had any thoughts that I didn't want to do this race, even though my race in Dubai was quite disappointing and challenging for me. So yeah, we just kept training and here we are.
There you go.
Yeah.
What do you think? You're kind of on the outside looking in.
Oh,
You as in Eric.
yeah,
Eric,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, Kyle just.
It's his first time doing a podcast. Yeah.
There's no
I forget that no one else is in here in this room.
because we're just chatting.
So comfortable. No, I was initially, when Paula got back from Dubai and said that she wanted to do this race, I was just like, F me. I do not want to go through another race. But she's legitimately been in a pretty good mood about it. I can tell that this is something, going back to what she was saying about the T100 and feeling like she has to race. This is she does not have to race at all, but she truly wants to. And like kind of the mental difference that I just see on a daily basis has given me a lot of, peace of mind. And I do think that like the vibe is right for just living up to whatever she's done in training and not having this like sense of dread. And I think it's gonna be good.
And there's been success at the 70.3 World Championship for Paula.
Yeah, for sure. It is truly a different thing than the T100. Like the course being the way that it is, where I said it feels kind of like Oceanside, and there are corners, and you can get out of sight and out of mind, and there's like some long climbing things followed by not a descent, but just grind. I think that Paula does really well in that situation, and I think she's going to go the same speed at this that she does at the T100. Potentially even better. Just feeling good and excited about it. And like the vibes of people being on course is undeniable at these events. So
Like age group athletes, yeah.
There's a lot of other people around. T100 is trying to bring in an age group component, but it's separate from the pro race, and feeling like you're racing amongst a bunch of other people, and all these other people truly love the sport. Like that's a bit contagious, and I think like takes off a little bit of the edge of stress.
Yeah, like even if I have a bad race on Saturday, being here at a 70.3 event, especially a world championship, and the number of people that come up to Eric, me, Nick, they want a selfie. Like you can't walk 5 steps without someone saying hi, and like we listen to the podcast and we love what you guys do. That means a lot to us, and like the in real life connections that we've made with people. So that is worthwhile regardless of how we race, right, Nick?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, it is the main point.
Like obviously there's financial implications, et cetera, of me racing well, but I'm not thinking about that. It's more just try to have the best race that I possibly can. And then there's so much more to it as well.
Well, not to make it about financial stuff, but something I haven't thought of in months is your standings in the Ironman Pro series.
Oh God, I have no idea.
No idea.
I do think I'm in the top 50 though, which you get 5K if you're in the top
money.
50.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because I won St. George.
That is not no money.
Yeah, it's not no money.
I won St. George and I won Mont Tremblant 70.3, which were both pro series races. So yeah, I have 5,000 points or something.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
You could just
And then you race, and then
just win a few Ironmans between now and December.
No, I thought about that. Like in
You're
the magical situation that I won this, I still wouldn't be in the top 10.
Yeah, you need to do an Ironman.
Yeah, you need to do an Ironman.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Do you have any hopes and aspirations? This is a great segue question. You have
Yeah,
any
next
hopes
year
and
I'm doing
aspirations?
3 Ironmans. Here we go.
Perfect.
You're joking.
Kyle, pick your jaw off the ground, dude.
Kyle's eyes
He
just
could not.
popped out of his face.
He just did the cartoon thing with the eyes.
No, but when do you think you'll do one?
2025.
Really?
Yeah.
One.
I don't know. I have to do one and then see how I do.
No
Yeah.
point in just doing
Are you
one.
eyeing one?
I keep forgetting we're on the Pro
We can't just edit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just
Kyle, like-
hide behind it.
Kyle like pushes publish as soon as we're done. So
No,
This
one's gonna go to Nick, and then it's gonna get actual like
clip
Grammy.
this.
How about we say, if you were going to do it, what would be one that excites you?
So I may do the T100 series. First of all, I have not decided. And in that case, I probably would not do an Ironman. It's completely different training. But if I go the Ironman direction, Lake Placid is a race that I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's in the Pro Series. I think Ironman Hamburg looks really cool.
Yeah.
Kona does not excite me that much, but I think I could get into it.
It excites you from the outside, but you're saying
For
as
sure.
an athlete, you don't.
It just doesn't look like it's something that would suit me necessarily in terms of the conditions. But once you prep for a race like that and acclimatize, anything's possible.
But just to be clear, like you love that race.
Yeah, like the hype and the stage is.
Yeah, I watch it. I'm like, oh, I'm doing this.
Yeah. Every year you do, you're like, next year, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I just looked. You are ranked 29th in the Ironman Pro Series.
That's
Nice.
So you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get at least $5,000. So
I'm doing the Ironman Pro Series this year.
Where does it switch from $5,000 to like the next
11th.
level? It's 11th.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So 11th through 50th, they all make $5,000. So
Cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so even if I came 11th, I do think there should be more of a drop off.
yeah,
That's crazy.
Because someone who came 11th is really going for it.
Right, someone
yeah,
got
and then
48th.
And I'm not even going for it.
and then
I'm,
50th is the same amount. So it's like,
That's insane.
yeah, they should.
I think it
tier
should
that
be
a little
like,
bit.
I think
Like
they should
11th through
tier it.
20th, 20th through 30th. Like,
Yeah, I should be getting like $1,000.
Or
Maybe
like
I'll
50th.
donate the rest of my 5 to the 11th place person.
You're gonna make a drop off.
That's a pretty nice little
progressively.
offer there.
Who's
Yeah.
that going to be? Who's 11th
I
right
don't know,
now?
It'll be
but that
someone
reminds
we
me of
know,
the
right?
what was it with the real Starkey back in the day, and it was like number 7th.
yeah,
They like put together a purse.
yeah,
like,
it was Raymond
crowdfunded.
Botello that got it. It was like because
Paid 10
Ironman
deep.
only paid. I think at the time Ironman only paid sixth place, and
Yep.
at Ironman Lake Placid he came through with a giant check that said Ironman 7th place, and then it had a dollar amount, and then it had like the real Starkey like fake check thing. Like it was,
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
pretty
so he
sick.
went
paid
for it.
7.
Well, when you're at like a bike race and they like collect, dollars and stuff for preems, it was kind of like that.
I
And it was
see.
hilarious because like the 7th place person ended up getting a check that was equivalent to like 2nd
So
place.
he went around and collected the money?
Yeah.
And did it? Wow, what a
cool.
guy.
Yeah. So
Those were the days. Those were some
Yeah.
good
Crazy.
triathlon media days.
yeah, they talk about controversial. They were controversial.
Oh my God.
Like way more. Like people say Pro Tri News is controversial. Like this is nothing compared to what the real Starkey used to do.
What
Like
about-
it's
Absolutely nothing.
nuts.
What about your shirt, Kyle? Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so this is the best part about triathlon or the fans. So I got a message quickly after I decided, I'm going to come here, and Bicycle's going to help get Pro Tri News to here to Topol for the 70.3 World Championship. Shortly after, I just get a random message from a guy named Vince from Germany, and he's like, "Hey, I don't know if you have a place to stay yet in New Zealand, but me and my dad are staying here. We have like more than enough space, so you're more than welcome to join us." And I was like, "Oh, that's so sweet." Yeah, I mean, because I'd heard horror stories of how hard it is to get accommodations here.
Yeah.
Nick's
It'd be gnarly.
staying 3 hours away.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I am staying on the literal other side of the lake.
So anyways, Vince, he's from Germany. He's also trying to convince me to do Challenge Roth next year. So thinking about doing that. He has
Ooh.
a German shirt that I recorded with Rico Bogan earlier today. And he was like, "You should wear this." And I was like, "Okay." And it's like in German.
But
And it's a swim, bike, and run shirt.
Right,
And it
presumably
says,
looks like it says swim, bike, run to someone who doesn't read German.
yeah. And it's, "Do you want to have a threesome?"
Which
Is what it says.
apparently Eric said you've seen that shirt like in the olden days of triathlon,
yeah.
right? It's like it was like kind of a joke.
Yeah, back like in this real Starkey days.
Right. That's a good
So-
shirt. And the German 70.3 athletes here are probably doing a double take every time they see it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm only wearing it today, and then I'll be back in my comfortable Lululemon shirts that I wear.
Nice.
Nice.
We're an on family over here.
I do love On stuff. I have my Ons on right now.
Yeah, you
You
do.
do?
You're
So-
right.
These are some of my the OG Rogers.
I have the new strikes.
Yeah.
Paula got them for me.
Ooh,
So
you
nice.
love them.
Yeah, I mean, I've never the fanciest pillow shoes I've ever had were the Saucony's Endorphin Pro 3s.
Yep.
These are way more pillowy. Way more.
Really?
They just feel more purpose-driven performance race day only kind of shoe.
So you've bubble wrapped them and stuff, and you're just
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're not wearing
Tried
this
to
for
get 'em
training.
here.
right?
Yeah, I'm not wearing it for training.
Yeah.
Just for racing.
Paula's like, you're not allowed, Nick. You already
Well, I
trained
have
too
a
hard.
habit of doing that with old shoes, but I don't think I've done it. I don't think I've abused it as much as Paula thinks I've abused
I don't think I know who coaches you. Is it Paula and Eric?
Paula sometimes does my swim sets. No, I
Training
we
Peaks
intervene
coaches Nick.
occasionally.
Training Peaks. Yeah, I just have a plan up from Training Peaks.
Oh, okay.
I
Cool.
need to start like collecting money for it because the amount of people that message me and ask me what it is, and I just send them the link over and over. It's ridiculous.
What is
I don't
it?
want. I almost don't want to say it. It's called My Pro Coach.
Okay.
It's ridiculous how many times I've plugged
I
them on
can't
this
believe you don't
podcast.
have some sort of a
Yeah.
ambassador.
Every
code.
time they email me too, and they're like, "Thank you so much for." They're like, "Whatever you want for
How
free
much?
from us."
Oh,
Yeah.
so they know.
Oh, they know.
Okay, so they were giving you a
The
free
owner
plan
of
or what?
The owner and his wife have messaged me personally and been like, "Thank you so much for mentioning us on the podcast." They're the most popular plans on Training Peaks already, so I don't see what I'm really adding to it. But
It's the
apparently a
name.
lot.
yeah, but I get
Yeah.
like at least a couple of months of people asking me what I use.
Yeah.
It's basic stuff. It's just swim, bike, run, every day of the week.
The only other thing that I don't know if you guys want to talk about, but do you guys want to do picks for the men's race, women's race, etc.?
I don't do picks for races that I'm in. That's
Okay.
insane.
So do you
But
wanna
I'll
do
a
picks
pick
for
the
men's
men.
race?
Yeah. I need to look
Wow,
up the
I
start
have
list
not
though.
looked
Yeah,
at
like,
the
who's
start
You
running
guys
them.
haven't-
thought about it.
You guys haven't even thought about it.
No, here at
Here
TTL.
for the women's race, dude.
Here at TTL, we're not here to.
We're all vibes, no thoughts.
Yeah.
We're like Flynn.
You guys are just
All
here to hang out.
vibes, no thoughts.
Here to just hang out. Okay, so
No, we're here to race well, but we're not like.
I usually am a little more into like what's going on with the pro stuff.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I'm just not.
So
Okay,
you got defending champion Rico Bogan. You
Okay.
got Hayden Wild. You got Alexi. Hayden Wild.
Hey,
Too
could
much
happen.
short course stuff. Alex Yee, Leo Berger. You got Kyle Smith, local. Braden Curry, who sometimes he races well at 70.3s, and like you never know what's gonna happen with him. So
not a win.
You think Rico could win again? That would be pretty wild.
yeah, I think if the weather permits, like I think that he actually could.
Yeah, I agree.
You think he rides away from Hayden and company?
Yes, he has the power to do that. But the problem is he's not going to be seen from the swim. Like he's
Right.
he's first out of the water in most of the T100 races
You don't
this
think
year.
Hayden's going to swim with him?
I think Hayden's going to have a similar situation as when he races short course, that he's going to get dropped in the beginning. He's said pretty
Doesn't
vocal.
he sometimes
He's been very
swim well though? Doesn't he sometimes?
yeah,
come
like
out with a fun-
he's definitely like a more endurance and like back half swimmer. So we'll see what happens. But
So it's really just whether or not he gets out of the water with Rico or not.
yeah,
Because if he's not out of the water, like in front of Rico, out of transition in front of Rico, it's probably game over.
yeah, I don't think that he's swimming with Rico.
Yeah.
I think Rico, Leo Berger, Josh Amberger,
Yeah, Berger.
Why can I not find a start list?
Henry Schumann, like those guys are going to drill the swim so hard
Yeah.
that it's going to plaster some people. The only hope that Hayden probably has is to find some bodies and like kind of maneuver.
So
Yeah,
it's like, how long can Berger hang on and then bring that back on the run?
yeah, exactly.
My
I
picks
agree
for
with
the
that.
podium.
Yep.
I think that Kyle Smith is gonna for the win.
Oh hell yeah, Kyle!
Damn.
Yeah, I love
I'm picking Jason West for second
Woo!
Damn.
I just saw him today. He was looking smiley and happy.
and Leo Berger for third.
Nice. Those are good picks.
I know.
Do you want a dark horse? Do you want a bonus pick? I
I
always get so much shit for saying, can we do a dark horse or we do
Why?
an extra pick? Because it's like,
Because you're
Okay.
insulting the person a little bit. Is that why? You're like,
you're like the person
I'm
that
not
you.
a dark horse. I'm a legitimate contender.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, you know
That's
what
why I
they-
just started calling it bonus pick, because it's like, if you
okay.
call it dark horse, like, yeah, sure, anyone could be considered a dark horse.
Right.
But,
Is Niche like here?
Yeah.
Okay,
He's here.
he's my dark horse.
oh, nice. That's a fair pick. Yeah. Those are all possible.
I'm going to say Berger, Bogan, and then Hayden
Nice. You want a bonus pick?
for the win.
Just a bonus pick.
Just to be in there.
Just like a guy you think can go top 5 or something.
Nah.
Nick Goldston.
Yeah, I think I wonder if Hayden could win.
Yeah.
If he can run as well as he thinks. No. And then maybe Rico. Oh. Gregory Barnaby, my Italian compatriot.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I had the best dinner at their house.
I saw that.
Holy cow.
I saw that.
Gregory Barnaby.
He could actually do really well. He did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He won his first 70.3 like a couple weeks ago. And he's got
Great
all to play
athlete.
for this weekend. So
Yeah, he actually used to train with Eric and I
in San Diego.
with Paula.
Yeah.
We've also had dinner at their house, but
Eric
it was in
used
San
to
Diego.
live with him.
Yeah, we were roommates.
You and Matt Mack and
That's
Greg.
Yeah,
Man.
an epic house.
it
Man.
was. That's
this
when
is
Paula and I
when
started dating.
this is when Eric and I first started dating. So I was like coming over to have sleepovers at this house.
Adult sleepover.
Sleepover.
Wow.
All right.
Wow. TTL After Dark starts now.
And Eric just had like a mattress on the floor.
Of course.
Like
Nice.
they were
bachelor.
living like
It was
college
not
kids.
like I wasn't like trying to be cool with it. That's
what
it's what it was.
we needed.
But yeah, Greg has always been such a nice guy.
Super nice,
So shy.
quiet, shy, just like doing his thing, working hard.
Yeah.
But he's just like past 2-3 years since I think you guys introduced me to him. He's just been getting faster
Yeah.
and faster.
He's
and
Well, he was in
consistently
ITU
improving.
and then he's really suits him to do the longer stuff. So he's obviously done some Ironmans if he's winning the Pro Series.
Yeah,
Sixth at Kona?
He got sixth or seventh in Kona.
Wow.
Yeah.
Third
amazing.
at Ironman Hamburg or
So
Frankfurt,
good.
I guess.
Very
Mhm.
cool.
Dude,
Right.
if he won, Italy would just make him a statue in the center of the square in Milan.
He might not even
like
be
a,
that
like
dark
a
of a
pasta
horse.
statue or
A dried pasta statue.
yeah. Man.
Like spaghetti for arms.
Yeah, why not?
What else? You guys got anything else?
How long have we been going?
We're at 48 minutes and 40 seconds.
Wow, the longest PTN podcast interview yet.
Yeah.
And the shortest TTL podcast ever.
Yeah, that's right.
So for our 100th episode, which actually happened last January, we're almost at 150.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you guys outdo us in terms of your quantity. You pump out more than us. I
They've been
think.
going for several years longer.
Yeah, we started in 2021. So
Oh, you're a little longer.
the pod started,
okay.
March of 21, just coming right out of the pandemic.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, for our 100th episode, we had like a Long John and 2 circle donuts, like 100. Because we love donuts.
Yeah.
So if we were going to have a treat for this 200th episode of Pro Chinese, what would it be? Can you guys think of something?
200.
I don't know of any
2-shaped donuts.
treats.
Because we have to get this for after the race.
Oh, yeah, we do. Well, you could make it with a Long John and a regular donut, kind of. Not that pretty. And you take a bite out of the donut.
Out of
it would
the
be
donut?
a 2. Yeah. I offer myself as tribute. I can take the bite.
Or
Okay.
just like what the gas stations do when they run out of the 2s, they just take the 5 and they turn it upside down.
What if we do it in Roman numerals?
Oh, yes, we could do that.
That's
We
the
could
easy
2
way
Long
out.
Johns?
No, it's
what's
it?
what's
X?
what's 100?
X?
What's 100?
Is X 100?
No, X is 10.
Oh, right. I don't
Is it-
know.
No,
V?
M is
L is
1,000.
50, right? L is 50.
Right.
Man, is it C? C is 100?
I don't know.
Century?
Maybe.
That would be interesting.
I think it's 2 Cs.
Yeah, that could be that.
Would it be 2 C's?
Or would it be C2?
The Roman numeral for 2000 is MM.
That's 2,000.
We're so
That's
dumb.
it.
Oh, it is.
We're on 100. We're on 100.
We're
Pick up a
actually
zero.
dumb.
We're all dumb.
Yeah, it's CC. You're right.
CC.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's like 2 donuts, but with a bite out of each.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we could do that.
PTNCC.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
Congrats, man. That's
Yeah.
exciting. That's
thanks
huge.
for listening to the 200th episode. It's super fun because people still to this day are like shocked because they think that I do this like full time. It's like my real job.
That's
But
not.
no.
You're closing
None
deals.
of us do the pod for our real job.
I closed one of the biggest deals ever whenever I was here yesterday.
So you're paying for
Wow.
donuts. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'm
Congrats.
still waiting on the purchase order, but it was like verbal. This is legit. We're moving forward. And then I'll finish the year at our company with $2.1 million in sales.
Oh, baby.
Attributed to you.
Correct.
Fantastic, man.
So
Whoa.
pumped.
Putting money in the pockets
That's
of
how
the
much
man.
I'm making in triathlon too.
Yeah. There you go. 2 millionaire.
That would be great.
Just kidding.
That would be great.
Okay, well, thanks for listening. If you're a Pro Chinese fan and you want another triathlon podcast to listen to, head on over to TTL, where we also do triathlon podcasts and videos, and we have merchandise. And
And
that's
an app. We didn't even talk about your guys' app.
The app's crushing, dude.
we also, we have a TTL app where there's like just a discussion forum where people can post questions and interact. And
I need to use that actually because I needed some lucky, very generous person around here to hold on to my bike for like 4 days after the race because we don't want to drive around with it. So I'm going to post on the discussions forum for that.
Yeah, we really opened it up to be a discussion sort of platform. So it's not for TTL fans only. It's like a slow twitch or a let's run. That's what we're going for, but a pretty positive, fun community.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us plug our podcast, Kyle.
No worries. And if you're on TTL and you want to listen to a detailed discussion filled with controversy and drama.
Yeah, if you want like real content, not the three of us
They
just
get in trouble.
saying what we think about
They get
things.
cease and desist letters.
Cease and desist letters. I have.
Information.
We've gotten at least 5 of them now, so
There you guys.
got that going for us.
Collecting.
Okay, bye, guys.